channel, you guys. My name is Liz and this is Simply Homeschool. So today I'm just going to be walking you guys through Abeka's 3rd grade spelling and poetry and writing with purpose. So if you want to see what's in these books, stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start off by showing you guys the video manual. Now, I purchased the Language Arts and Bible video led kit through Abeka. I am going to be doing some video led and some parent led, but this one I'm going to be showing you guys the spelling and poetry and the writing. So I just wanted to start off by showing you how you look that up in their video lesson daily plan. So this is the daily guides. Starting from lesson 1. Now remember, this is for video led. This is not the teacher lesson plan book. If you wanted to teach language arts on your own as a parent led approach, you would want to purchase the language arts lesson plan book. Okay, so it's separate than this. This is different. But as far as the video led, what I would do is I would go, see, this is lesson 1. Down the left side is going to be the subject, so it's not on this page. On this page, it is showing, let's do writing first. So writing, it's saying to start with page 1. And they want me to display the cursive formation flashcards for A and 1, 2, and 3. Now, I don't have them here with me now, but I will put a picture up here for you guys to see. They do come with the curriculum. So CFF would be your cursive formation flashcards, are displayed as a reference for students as they complete the Writing with Purpose pages throughout the year. Have Writing with Purpose 3, page 1 ready. Okay, so basically this is just telling me what I need to do for the teacher because the teacher is going to be teaching on the video, okay? So I would need to just have this up for the cursive formation flashcards for my daughter to see, and then I would just have to have her pages ready. And then over here, this is what I would be taking care of. So make sure students have class materials, and then I would simply just play the video. This little note here is just a teacher's note, so it's telling me students will complete writing with phonics, page 1, after the video instruction. Check writing habits, posture, pencil position, proper position, and pace. And then check writing with phonics, page 1. Another note for myself, one side of a page will be completed in each lesson. Save papers as needed for future lessons. Additional practice lines will be included throughout. That's writing with phonics. They use abbreviations. So WP is writing with phonics. These lines are optional for you to use as time allows. So just to kind of give you a sneak peek at how they break that down. Now I'm going to put this aside. And this is the Writing with Purpose. Okay, so this is penmanship creative writing. So they just have a little note to the parents and teachers. Here's a formation guide. And then they're just going to start off here. They will be doing a lot of review at the beginning of the year. So they're just having them warm up, trace and practice these, trace and write these. So they're going to trace and then do copy work and then trace and do copy work. But down at the right hand corner, it shows lesson 1. And what they were saying is for each lesson, they'll do one side. So lesson 1 will be Monday. Lesson 2 will be Tuesday. So they're just saying to make sure you keep this or have them keep it somewhere safe so that on Tuesday they can pull it out and they have their work to do. So that is how it correlates with the manual. So here's write your spelling list. So this corresponds with your spelling and poetry. Trace and write, add 5 items you would like. So here's a grocery list. Make a birthday wish. Think of a family member who has a birthday soon. Tell what you could give them and why they would enjoy it. Write a weekly dinner menu for your family. Those are pretty cool. I actually like that. Write 5 chores you can do on a Saturday. Write a schedule of your after school and weekend activities. You're invited. Fill in the invitation. So here's more just review and copy work. Okay, so solve these problems and label the parts of each problem. That's pretty cool. Listen and take notes as your teacher reads and discusses this section. This is all just trace and copy work here. Write a bake sale sign. Make a list of prayer requests. More copy work. Trace and practice, and then fill in the missing numbers to complete the combinations. So they're incorporating some arithmetic, which is cool. Let's see, write combinations to answer each fact. Write a topic sentence and a concluding sentence for each topic. So bike riding, the topic sentence, concluding sentence, and then elephants, baking cookies, and winter weather. Organize your ideas for a paragraph. And here's some writing pages for them. Choose a fish and organize your ideas for a report. And then the writing paper for the report. Here's choose a bird and organize your ideas for the report. They have it color coded for us too, so this is in like a purple color. And then the note papers that go with this are purple as well. Let's see. Choose a reptile. Okay, so they're gonna work on that. Here's write a story about the picture. So this is all gonna be writing a story about the picture. I love that. Read and finish the story. So they're going to work on that, and then they're going to illustrate it on the back. Organize your thoughts for a paragraph about emergency procedures. So first, second, third, next, last, and final, and then write your paragraph. Write a paragraph about a process, and then illustrate the process, and then continuing on with that. So here they're going to be reading here and then writing summaries using complete sentences. Be sure not to add extra details. Here's a book report that goes along with, I believe, their language and reading. Organize your ideas for a play. So they get to pick out characters, settings, props, develop your plot, beginning, middle, end. I really think that Abeka has this laid out pretty cool. I can't wait to see what my daughter does with it. She loves writing. Here is organizing ideas for a poem. And they give you different things to write the poem about. So this is activity. Writing about the Swiss Family Robinson's Treehouse. This is an actual book that they'll be reading throughout the year. Questions and things that they need to write about. Okay, I love this, you guys. Write a story about the picture again. Oops. So this is just extra practice. Okay, so where you see these little lined colored strips down the side, these are all extra practice, and it says at the bottom extra practice. Now this is going to be their writing collection, so you're going to want to keep this separate because they're going to need these journaling pages. Creative writing. Down on these pages here, it shows you what lesson they're going to need this page for. So lesson 115, 120, 130. Okay, so they do label what lesson numbers those are for. Here's more optional activities. And then this is going to be starting their tests. So again, you can tell why I take these books apart. I think that there's just too much going on in one book. So I'm going to figure out a way that I'm going to organize this year, just because I don't have all of Abeka's curriculum, but I will be posting video of my organization of my curriculum soon. So this is starting with test 1. Your child is just going to follow the directions here. So trace and write. They're going to trace over this and then write it on their own. Now, when you go to correct it, this is actually going to be for you, things to practice and then the grade. So getting out my video manual, in the back, let me see. That's for Bible. Seat work. Let's see where it's at. That's arithmetic. This language. We're looking for writing. Here's writing. Okay. So let's just jump into here. Okay, so sample writing tests. So if you look at this here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see it better. They kind of give you some examples of what it should look like, how you could correct it, what you could write in there. And then what you write in the things to practice right here is anything that you saw down below that didn't look quite right. If they need to work on a word or a letter, placement, spacing, you would just write it here for them. So those are some samples. They give you quite a bit. And that's it. So that's it for your writing. That's how you would correct it. And then you kind of just use your best judgment. Also at the beginning of this book, let me find it. Here's writing, and it will explain to you everything you need to know about writing. Okay, so this is in the video manual. Now I'm pretty sure if you weren't doing video led, if you were just doing the parent led, you can purchase the language arts homeschool lesson plan book, and I'm pretty sure it'll break all the same stuff down for you. But that is basically the tests. Okay, so I'm going to skip forward a little bit and see what they have. So copy the Bible verse, and they've written it differently. So as you can see here, they've just written in manuscript. So they want to have your child write it in cursive without seeing it in cursive. So they do that for a while. Let's see, this is lesson 89 now. Let's see if they have anything else in here that's different. Nope, that's it. So basically it goes from them actually copying it in cursive from looking at cursive writing. Where'd it go? Let's see here. So they go from tracing and writing to just copying the Bible verse from manuscript to cursive. So that's what they're going to be working on with the tests. So for spelling and poetry, I'll just flip through a little bit for you guys so you can see it. Okay, so contents, spelling lists 1 through 34, and then poetry. So they've used this book for both, and then these are the poems that they'll be working on. So starting here, this is going to be spelling list 1, so they're going to work through this list for 1 week. They have 17 spelling words and 3 vocabulary words. I believe that's how they ended it in 2nd grade. And then at the bottom of the pages here, it's going to tell you when they're going to be using these papers. So lesson 1 through 8. Again, here's the second spelling list, and it says lessons 9 through 13. Now that's a little different from second grade because these literally had the actual lesson number on it. So let me get out, this is the video manual, okay? So again, if you're not using video lead, you can always look in your teacher planner, your parent led planner. But let's just see what they say here for spelling. Okay, so this is starting lesson 1. Down the left side is the subject. So here is spelling. So list 1, page 71. Okay, so what they mean here is list 1 is going to be for spelling list. Okay, that's list 1. And when they're talking about page 71, they are talking about your poetry, because poetry's in the back. So they're saying, here's page 1. This is what they're going to be starting on. This is the poem they're going to need, and this is the spelling list they're going to need for that lesson. Looking at this center section here, it says have spelling and poetry 3 ready daily. SP just means spelling and poetry. They use abbreviations for their books. So spelling list 1 will be introduced today. And then you see this little note. This is just telling you as the teacher a little note. Okay, so you may wish to preview the video for instructions on how students will practice spelling vocabulary words using the say, spell, say method. Students will begin the new poem, Keep a Poem in Your Pocket, on SP, Spelling and Poetry, page 71. Now this section over here is your procedure. So just make sure students have class materials ready, and then you just simply play the video for them. That's where they're going to tell you what you need to do. Now the further on you go in the lessons, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit here. Okay, so skipping forward a little bit, here is lesson 13. We're looking at spelling and poetry. It says to have a copy of the spelling test template, spelling tests 1 through 6 from Appendix F. Okay, so in this video manual, okay, if you go all the way to the back, you're going to have all your different appendixes. And we are looking for F right here. So F, where is it? So this is what they're talking about, the spelling test 1 through 6. This is a template. You can make copies of this. So make copies of this. This is what your child is going to use to write on. This is where you're going to grade it, and you're going to put the list number here. But this says that you can reproduce it, so you can make copies of that. Okay, so you'll need to hand that out for your daughter or son. And then it says, hand that out, ready for spelling poetry test 2 when called for by the video teacher. These tests will be given on a video. And then it has a little note for you and says students will need copies weekly of the reproducible spelling test template for both the trial test and the spelling test. Follow these procedures for the remainder of the year. So you'll have to use quite a bit of these for to make copies, because they're going to need one for their trial test and then they get one for their real test. Let's see here. Then it tells you as the teacher to check their homework on list 2. Make sure you play the video for them, and then they want you to hand out, collect, grade, and record spelling and poetry test 2. See Appendix F, F20 for answers and point values. Follow this procedure for the remainder of the year. So once you do that, let me go to F20 and see here, this is the test 7 through 18. So you're going to want to make copies of all of these depending on how many they need for the week. And then this is what they're talking about. So here's the spelling test. It breaks it down for you what you need to do. Here's test 1 through 18. So it's showing a 6-point scale and a 10-point scale. So words are -3 points per word if you're doing a 6-point scale, or 4 per word if you're doing the 10-point scale. Vocabulary words are -4 and -4. And then definitions are -4 and -3. Again, just depending on what point scale you're using. And then they give you another a section of tests that you're going to look at. So tests 19 through 34, this is the point scale you're going to go with. Here's your spelling trial test. And then here is your spelling test, because you never want to use them in the same order because they just start to memorize it. So this is all of your tests right here that you're going to use for your child. Okay, so they have all of them in this book for you. Now I break this book apart because I like to have mine organized in specific ways. So if you're interested in that, I will have that going up on my channel sometime through the summer. Let's see here. This is how they want you to have them do their homework. It's kind of carried over from how they did it from 2nd grade. And then right in front of that, this is the Appendix F, so spelling and poetry. It shows you here on the tab. You go here for the answers that are in this book. So this is where you want to get your key for this book. I hope you can see it. So list 1, page 2 and 3. That would be list 1, page 2 and 3. Your answers are here for that. So August, September, October, that would be written here. Okay, so that is all in your video manual. Again, if you don't do video, you should have a homeschool parent-led. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna flip through this book for you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. I didn't realize there was a huge shadow. Okay, so this is basically what their spelling looks like. So compound, challenge, clever clues, ABC order, and what they've basically done is they've taken their spelling words and just used them in these different little practices that they're going to need to do. Spelling sentences, so they're finding the right spelling word that goes into the sentence. Word and their meanings, mark the bubble next to the correct vocabulary word. And they have these cute little notes down here at the bottom. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. So those are pretty cute to have in here for kids to just, you know, see and read. Let's see here. Fun with spelling, spell right, hidden words, time to rhyme, vocabulary builder. Again, they are just using everything from their spelling list to go into these problems. Now, if you've noticed, they've gone up in their spelling words. So instead of only 17, now they have 20 spelling words, and they still have the 3 vocabulary words. Let's see here. I never know how fast to go through these. I know some people get bored and some people really like to see the layout in each book. I'm that type. I like to see the layout. So if you want to just skip through this, you can. Here's a think and write the missing spelling word. Clever clues, write the spelling word for each clue. So the month when Christmas is celebrated, that would be December, so you'd write December there. So we're heading into spelling list 19. And now, if you've noticed, they still have the 20 spelling words, but now they have 5 vocabulary words and definitions to learn. So, it looks like in this one, it is different continents and countries. So they're putting in a little bit of geography in here too as well, which is pretty cool. And they're using different apostrophes and things like that. So I'm pretty sure what they do is they take things that they're learning in language and they're including them in spelling, they're including them in their readers. That is one thing that Abeka does, is they kind of use all of their curriculum to kind of go together which is pretty cool. So this is a really interesting fact that they do. So they have, it says, fun fact, English borrows many words from other languages. So chocolate is a Native American word that we've taken from them and used. That's pretty interesting. I like it. And up at the top, they say, catch this. I should have mentioned that earlier on. It's just to kind of give them a heads up before they start learning these words, what to remember. Like I before E except after C, or when sounding like a long A, as in neighbor and way. So only one word on this list does not follow this rule. Can you find it? Look for the word where the E comes before I, but does not follow C. I think that those are really good, helpful tips for them. Because you know, English can be pretty confusing. Okay, we're almost through with this, you guys. They're using some different codes here that they get to do. Those are pretty fun. All right, so I believe they only have 34 lists. Yep, for the 34 weeks that they're in school. So this is their last spelling list. And then we're going into poetry. So these are just the different poems that they're going to be working on. So keep a poem in your pocket. The Duel. My Shadow. Our Flag. Washington. February Twilight. Hide and Go Seek. Overheard in an Orchard. And that's it, you guys. That is all of spelling and poetry and writing. So I hope that this has helped you guys. I hope I explained it clearly. It is kind of difficult sometimes to know exactly what everybody likes or wants to hear or see, but I hope this helps you guys out. If you guys are interested at all in seeing different curriculums for Abeka, I have the full curriculum for 1st, 2nd, 6th, and I'm going to be working on 3rd grade and 7th grade flip throughs. So those will be coming. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. And you guys be safe and be blessed always.